So this was from someone who I work with, who again told me that they didn't believe in this kind of stuff, right? But then, in the next breath, like I just said, they told me an incredible story that took place when they were about 13 years old, when they were a kid. So they was in a forest, in Epping Forest in the UK, which is, I think it was Epping Forest. It was a forest in the UK that's known for hauntings. I can't remember exactly where it was, but they told me this incredible story that they were in the forest. They were about 13 years old, and they're with another group of girls that were practicing witchcraft and things like this, and doing spells and probably doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And they were all there, and this girl realised that she shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff, whatever they were doing, and she was like, no, I'm going to get out of here. So her and her friend said, no, we need to leave this. So they were doing some sort of spell or something. They were trying to conjure up something, but she and her friend were like, no, let's get out of here, this is not good. So they left. As they were walking home, they said all of a sudden the street just went, like, cats started just running around. The drain pipes on the floor just started going crazy. And she said, like, they were just terrified. There was just, all of a sudden the street just went crazy on their walk home, and they just saw this huge shadow come up against, like, one of the houses. And they said they saw this huge shadow, and they just ran. And they ran, and they got home, and she said she just ran upstairs to her bedroom, and she said all night there was just, like, banging, and there was just something that seemed to be trying to get to her. Yeah. And it sounds wild, but she's like, this experience stopped me from looking into this kind of stuff, talking about this stuff, and I don't want to believe it, basically. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And I said, can I share that on the podcast? And she was like, yeah. So I think I have actually talked about it on the podcast, but I tried to get her to come on to talk about it, and she didn't want to.
I was just meaning people from outside your guests, normal people, like that kind of stories.
That was a normal person that doesn't want to be on a podcast.
Exactly, because your guests, you can always say, oh, they're into this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
But it's funny. On teenage years, people do a lot of that kind of stuff. People are curious, but I've seen a pattern. Maybe like when you're younger, you're easier for you to have this kind of experience. I don't know if is that correct? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think
people tend to have more paranormal.
I think so.
Or maybe they are more able to see, like, relatives and stuff like that. Maybe because as we get old, I think we're more closed and our mind is more rational.
Absolutely. We get conditioned.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we get told this stuff's not real, which I think, as a parent, if my kids come to me and tell me something strange has happened, I will say to them, it's okay, the monsters are not real, this is not real. You want to reassure your kids that this stuff can't hurt them, so I totally get it. But yeah, I think sometimes as a kid, a lot of kids like myself and a lot of other kids, you're open to this stuff, so chances are you're going to see, like dogs and cats, they seem to see things that are not there. Your dog will react to something. I know dogs have got good hearing and sensitive smell and stuff like that, but your dogs react to stuff that you can't see sometimes, and you're like, what is that? There's no logical reason for why my dog is got very scared or very angry, or it's so I think there is something as we get older, if we don't accept the paranormal or believe it, we do switch it off. I think, and I think because generally most people I talk to and that you're going to talk to have experiences when they're kids and kind of accept it as being real, and that's why they continue to have experiences in adult life.
Yeah, probably.